order from least to greatest. So do you remember how we did that with the square roots? What did we do? Yeah, we made a number line. That's where we're going to start. We're going to put these in order from least to greatest. But how do I know what root 20 is?
Find the two numbers that multiply.
So does somebody have their calculator? You got a calculator out right there. Would you find for me what the square root of 20 is? What was the square root of 20? 4.47. So we got 4.47. I've got 4.7. Oh, then I come to 12 over 3. 12 over 3 we know is 4. Oh, then I come to 4 and 1/3. What's 4 and 1/3? It's like about 4.3 repeating is about what it comes out to be. And so now what I need to order these is from least to greatest. So I start with 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like all of them are between 4 and 5. So what's the very first one? Where am I going to put my very first dot? 4. Okay, because that would be, remember that's 12 over 3. What's the next one going to be?
4.3.
4.3 repeating, which we know, so we're going to go about a third of the way there, which we know is 4 and 1/3. What's the next one going to be? 4.47, which is not halfway yet, close, and that's going to be root 20. And what's the next one? 4.7. And so there we go, in order from least to greatest. So we know we've got 12/3, we've got 4 and 1/3, we've got root 20, and we've got 4.7. So that is in order from least to greatest. Okay, so that's where we ended Friday. We did, I think, 2 problems, and then now this is our third. Now we're going to do is learn something really cool. I love this. Okay, we're going to write 0.7 repeating as a fraction in simplest form. This is going to be something that you probably won't be able to memorize, that 0.7 is this. So we're going to learn how you write it as a fraction. Okay? So, very first thing, what you're going to do, very first step, I'm going to let n equal 0.777, okay? Because doesn't that what 0.7 repeating means? It means 0.77777 all the way. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to count. How many digits repeat? 1 digit repeats, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to use a 0 in its place. And so I'm going to write that as 10n. Okay, so 1 digit repeats, I use 1 0. 2 digits repeat, how many zeros are you going to use? 2. 3 digits repeat, you will use 3 zeros, but you won't do any 3. You'll only do 1 and 2 today. So notice I also put it above this. Okay, if this is n, 10n would be 10 times this, right? That's what 10 times n means. Okay, so if I take 10 times 0.7777, what do I get?
7.77.
Yeah, 7.77. So really, what I do here with the 10 is I basically just move the decimal over. So that's the very first step. Very first step is to let n equal the number. Count how many digits repeat. That means how many zeros you have. And I'm going to place that up above. Now what I'm going to do, how many n is this when it just says n? 1n, right? Because that's like a 1. I'm going to subtract. What's 10 minus 1? 9. Okay. If I subtract those things, what happens? The dots cancel, right? What's 7 minus 7? 7 minus 7? 7 minus 7? Ah, what am I left with? 7. Oh. What do you think I'm going to do next?
7 over 9.
I'm going to divide by 9 because I'm going to solve this for n. And remember to solve, I'm going to divide. So I get 7 ninths. So on your calculator, those of you that have those out, take 7, divide it by 9. See what you get. You get 0.777. Isn't that cool? I mean, seriously, that is so neat. You can come up with that. So, we're going to look at another one, obviously, because I know some of you probably didn't catch all of that. Okay, this one though we're going to do 2 decimal places. 0.23 as a fraction in simplest form. So very first thing I start with, n equals point what?
2, 3.
2, 3, 2, 3, dot, dot, dot. So remember when the line is above both of them, that means 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. How many digits repeats? 2. So how many zeros am I going to use here?
2.
So instead of it being 10 like the problem before, what's it going to be now?
100.
100. So I've got 100n. So basically I'm going to take 100 times this, which basically means I'm going to move the decimal how many places?
2.
2. So instead of being 0.2323, what's it going to be? 23.2323, and so on. Now if you've done things right, you should notice these are all going to line up. Okay, that's kind of like a little trick. What do we do now? Subtract. Very good. So remember we subtracted and this was 1n. So now I take 100 minus 1, which is what? 99. And if I look, here's my dots. There's the 3, 2, 3, 2. What's it leave me with? 23. What do you do now? Divide by 99. So your answer is 23 over 99. Now some of you might have noticed there's kind of like a little pattern. For those of you that have noticed there's a pattern to determine what's repeating, that's great if you see it. Okay, but if you take 23 divided by 99 on your calculator, 232323. Isn't that cool? I mean, that is so neat. Love it. All right, so anyway, we looked at number line. We looked at writing repeating decimals. Now what we're going to do is simplify a square root. So now we need to think. Okay, so let's review all of our squares. So I have 1 squared, which is 1. What's 2 squared? 4. 3 squared?
9.
Keep going.
16, 25, 36,
49. 56.
52.
64.
64.
56. I was like, oh, help us, please. Okay, what's after 64? 81. 100. Do we remember what 11 squared is?
121.
And then what's 12 squared? Okay, so here we go. So this is our 1 through 12. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so anyway, how we simplify this is we take the square root of 4 over the square root of 121. That's all we do. Okay? Simplify it. So square root of 4, we already know is what? 2, because that is what is squared to give me 4. What is the square root of 121? 11. Now, if you are stuck with those, it probably would be a good idea to write these down so that you know which is which. Okay, let's look at the next one. What does that negative sign up front do?
Makes the fraction negative.
Makes the fraction negative. That's all it does. So all you have to do is write it. So I have root 49 over root 256. Okay, what is the square root of 49?
7.
So remember I need my negative sign, 7. Now 256, does anybody know that one off the top of your head? $16 is right. Good job. Okay, 15 squared is actually 225, and 16 squared is 256. All right, let's look at the next one. Estimate each square root to the nearest whole number. Now this is where, if you had it listed like this, your life is going to be a whole lot easier. Okay, because look at what it says, square root of 15. So if you remember, we had 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, and 144. Okay, and that was 1 through 12. So now what I need to do, because this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now it says root 15. So what I need to do is in the orange numbers, I need to see where 15 falls. Where does 15 fall between? 9 and 16 right here, right? So estimate each square root to the nearest whole number. Is the 15 closer to the 16 or the 9?
16.
The 16, so what do you think root 15 is going to be closest to? 4. Okay? That's it. That's all you have to do. Okay? Root 130, which one does it fall between? This one, right? So is 130 going to be closer to the 121 or to the 144?
121.
121, so what's the square root to the nearest one?
11.
Okay? So that's it. That's all you have to do. So what I need you to do for me for tomorrow is I need you to finish through 32. Now you have the remaining time to work. So if you have any questions, please ask. So through 32, and I think you guys did you do 1 through 12 or something like that? Yeah, so just add through 32 and you should be good to go. Okay? If you have questions, like I said, please ask. But other than that, we're good for today.